Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Vent This. Now, please keep in mind that we are not approved or endorsed by anyone to do anything, but we are here to listen to your vents and try to provide some answers for you that might be helpful and to hopefully have a few laughs. That's why we're here, and that's what we're going to do. Now, I used to eat a lot of natural foods, and then I learned that most people die of natural causes, so I stopped.
Speaking of food, I went to a dinner party last night, and we were invited there because the host said it's a Michelin chef cooking a 12-course meal.
But don't they make tires?
Yeah. Yes, they do make tires, but this Michelin chef, the portion sizes were as big as a tablespoon. I mean, that's the 12 courses I got were the size of a tablespoon. You got a little bite of this, a little bite of that. By the time 12 courses were over, I was still hungry.
So you stopped at McDonald's on the way home.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
I spent last night, I was very, very busy. I was adding some uncles to my ant farm. And
Oh,
Really?
okay.
So now you have an uncle and aunt farm.
yeah,
All right.
And next week you'll have the nieces. Okay, shall we get
You
started?
take them all to a picnic one day and just frustrate people.
like that's where cousins come from, ant holes.
All right. Well, I don't know, Don. I think we may listen to the first vent. Loretta's not here today, right, Chris?
Yes, Chuck, we are reading these vents. So, all right, well, here comes the first vent. I would like to vent about people who walk in front of you at a stadium while there's a play happening. Recently, I was at a football game at the SoFi Stadium here in California with my family. This group of 5 came back to their seats with food and proceeded to walk in front of us while my team was about to throw a touchdown. Why can't people wait until the play is over before walking in front of you? We had to get up, push our seats back, and stretch our necks between their bodies to follow the game. Naturally, we did not see all the moves, and it was frustrating. I think this is rude and inconsiderate. Just wait a minute in the aisle and then go to your seats. And by the way, the tickets were $200 a pop. Signed, Frustrated Gary.
Yeah, ushers should follow like what they do in the theater. If there's a play going on or musical, the ushers stop you from getting to your seats if you're late until
Yeah.
the song is over. So maybe the ushers should take their cue from theater ushers.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea, but I don't know that would happen at a football game because it's just too crazy. But I mean, now I find this is where a personal jetpack can really come in handy. Okay. You just
Okay.
lift yourself up enough. Just lift yourself up enough to see the play, letting the people behind you look under your feet. Then you settle yourself back down after the intruders have cleared the area. That's it.
Yeah, if you drink enough beer, you won't need a jetpack.
That's true. That's true.
Well, then you'll need a fanny pack with a tube.
It's like, wow. Chris
I'm
made it
here all
funny.
week, okay?
My God, you're here all week. Well, I'm
Yeah.
leaving. I'm not staying all week. So anyway, yeah, I don't even know. Sometimes I don't even think in the theaters the ushers hold people back anymore. People just do what they want to do anymore.
This actually did happen to my family. We were at a football game, and it was like, right before the second half, trying to make a touchdown, and these people, tall people, got in front of us, and you can't say anything because you don't want to be impolite, but I literally missed the guy kicking the ball, and then we just saw it go through the, what do you call the things?
Uprights, the uprights.
The uprights.
Yeah.
So it is frustrating. I do think that there should be some kind of courtesy at a game, any game, baseball, football, soccer, whatever, and just wait. But what can you do?
Yeah. Well, courtesy is kind of a thing of the past.
Yeah.
It's sad, but that's kind of how it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we hear our next vent since we don't have our sweet Loretta?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Loretta took a powder.
there we go. Don's the next one in the jetpack.
Go,
Go.
Don.
Okay, this one says, "Hey, Chris, Chuck, and Don." Who are those people? Thanks, thanks for this podcast. Because I don't have a family to vent to. The guy's familyless, I guess. My name is Frank. and I cannot stand when people say, and I quote, can I be frank? Or let me spell my name. F is in Frank. Why is my name used for these examples? Why? Capital letters. So I thought I'd do that with my voice. For a person with this name, it pisses me off. The guy's pissing. Go find another name to use like Frida, Freda, or Finn, or Felix. And in capital letters, stop using my name. And it's signed Frank from Chicago. I got a
Frank.
problem in Chicago. I think
Wow.
it's in the water, the fluoride or
Wow.
something. This
Well,
guy gets aggravated from the fluoride.
from the fluoride, well, because it starts with F and
There you
just
go.
well, yeah. So why not? Why not? For an example, you use fluoride or freak or fart. Anything.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
F
can't
is in
say
fart.
if somebody says to you on the phone, could you spell that? Yeah, fart, like
F is in
F and
fart.
fart. You can't,
Yes.
people
Why
can't
not?
say.
There's
Yeah,
no. If you can drive in the wrong way at the gas station, you can do that.
you could say like F and phlebitis.
All right.
Phlebitis. Now, is phlebitis a PH or an F? I don't know. I've never looked it up.
Okay.
All
Let's
right.
be
So come on. Okay. So let's be frank about this. I know.
Yeah,
Is that
let's
what
be
you were
frank
gonna
about
say?
this vent.
Oh my God. Come on, Frank. I mean, you don't have anyone you can vent to. Go to a public place like a bar or a restaurant, even a parking lot or the beach, and just explain your frustrations to strangers. Aggravate a lot of people. It could be good, clean fun.
You know what? You know where the word frank comes from? I hope if Frank is listening.
Is it from the hot dog?
No, but it's comforting to know that the word frank is an old French word that means free or honest. It's a very old word back in the 1800s. So that's where the word, let's be frank, let's be honest, let's be real, comes from. So he should be honored that we're using his name that's gone back. It's got a history to it.
Yeah,
Well,
or else have him change his name to Sue. It worked for Johnny Cash.
So
Yeah, that's true.
that's good information. I had no idea. And I remember one time somebody introduced me to a guy named Frank, and I said, "Well, please be frank with me," And the guy got annoyed. So
Well, some people do get annoyed because that really
yeah,
means, let's be honest.
yeah. Well, and I
And
annoy
so-
a lot of people.
Yeah, I know you do. So should we go on to the next vent?
I guess we
Yes.
can. I guess. Well, you guys read already, so I'm going to read
It's
one
your
here.
turn, Chuck.
Yeah,
Make
I've
it good.
got. All right, I'm going to try to make it good. I mean, it can only be as good as the letter. This one was signed by Clueless Craig. So
Is
I
that
don't
C as in clueless?
know. No, it's a K. It's K, and then
Okay.
Craig is spelled with a K.
With an L. Right?
Yeah, with an L.
God,
Right. All the
please.
letters are silent.
Oh no.
Okay.
Is there a mute button?
Okay, so here's the letter. There is, but don't you dare use it. Okay. So here goes the letter. Okay. Why do I have to call somebody back if I see a missed call on my cell phone? It's like if I don't answer when you call, leave a message or don't. He goes on to say, if I don't hear a message, why do I have to call you back just because I see a missed call on my phone? Back in my day, before cell phones, if you didn't get a message on your telephone answering machine, that person would just call you back. Why is it my responsibility to call you back because you called and hung up? My 27-year-old daughter disagrees with me and thinks I'm clueless. That's why I signed my letter, Clueless Craig, with a K.
Yeah,
Well?
I actually have a relative of mine, and he doesn't have a machine. And so
Yeah.
if you call if it's he says this, if it's important enough, they'll call back.
That's
Yeah.
how I feel. Yeah, it's not your
Exactly.
responsibility to call somebody back if they hang up. And first, did this person dial you by mistake or was it a butt dial? That's what everybody says now. It's like, did they butt dial you? You
Yeah.
know,
That's
and
true.
you know what? Exactly. I mean, I've answered calls and it's like, oh, sorry, it was a butt dial.
Yeah.
I've tried butt dialing. It doesn't work very well. The fingers are really meant for the job.
Are we
For what
done,
job?
please?
Well, what?
Can somebody stop
no,
him?
no, but it's better to let them call you back. The original call, the original caller really is the lead person when it comes to this call. And the exception is
Yep.
to this
But Chuck,
is what?
how many times have you heard, I called you didn't you see didn't you see the missed call? How many times have you heard that? It's like, okay, now it's my responsibility to call you back.
But why? Who made that
I
rule? Why
agree.
is it? This is not proper phone etiquette. It's like if you
Right.
call and leave a message, I'll call you back. If you
Right.
just call,
But you
I
can fill
agree
up,
with
but you can fill up your cell phone with messages, and then the person calls and it says, the
Voicemail
phone
is
is full, right?
Yeah.
right.
So the
Right.
person cannot leave a message. So that's what I would suggest. Fill up your answer thing with calls, and the person will not be able to leave a message or anything, and they'll
But
call
then
you
it
back.
would be your responsibility to call them back, I think. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
because
you
it
wouldn't
says
know they
missed.
called.
Right,
Yeah,
but
it'll
can't
say
leave a
missed
message.
call. It'll
But
say
the-
miss.
Right, it'll say missed call, and so that's negating the rule of
And we're-
calling people back.
We're back at
for a
square
missed call.
one.
Exactly, square one, exactly. But the exception to this would be if there were any reason that you were to think that the person might be injured, or the call came from a child or someone who's ill or an elder person. Then you got to bend the rules, and I think it's your responsibility to call back. Okay, but the short answer is no. You're not obligated to call back. If the call wasn't significant enough for them to leave a message, it wasn't significant to warrant a call back. Unless, like I said, if you think somebody's in danger or it's a child or something, then maybe there's a little responsibility there. But
Isn't there a button on the phone that you can switch off?
Emergencies.
Yeah, emergencies. Yeah.
There's that too.
well,
I
that's
thought you-
911 though, right? Emergency is 911.
No, I think Don meant the call was urgent, right?
Right. I think there is something where you can bypass that thing that shuts your phone off.
Oh, I'm not
It's
aware of
emergency.
that. No, I'll have to explore my phone a little bit more. All right.
Well-
Well, what do we have more?
No, I think that was it. We had the 3 vents.
Yeah. I mean, I hope we provided everyone with some food for thought, or at least gave you a few laughs or a flu laugh. If you get a flu laugh, stay in bed
happens
for
in
3
flu.
days and take some aspirin. Don't forget to go to ventthis.org and write us a vent or leave us a voicemail. Vent by calling 818-570-2535. You can leave us a voicemail vent.
What was that number, Chuck?
That number again, Don, I had a feeling you were going to ask. It's 818-570-2535. We'll play your voicemail on an upcoming episode. The next episode, one of the next episodes coming, we'll play it.
Thank you. Let's bitch together.
Good night, Gracie.